Hello, 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 everybody. Give me 1 second. I have been having issues with EVMux lately, so give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that the audio is working. So bear with me. Give me one moment. Well, it seems like it's working, so that's awesome. Um, yeah, I gotta. They did an update or something. I don't know, and I just have to fix it. My lovely co-host, the awesome Jasmine, aka the sweet Jazz, unfortunately is running a little late. Which life, right? Life be life, and y'all. So I am going to start this off a little bit. I would just say, bear with me one more time. I feel like there's some kind of feedback I'm getting, and I need to figure that out. So, one moment. Thank you very much. All right, now I'm back. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me. If you guys have been following me on all my other little ventures in streaming and such, you know I've been having some issues. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the up and up. And we haven't been on this podcast in a little bit due to a lot of things going on in the world. Not to mention life be life, and that's it. But we're still obsessed with this book. I'm going to say some things because we're going to be going over chapters 9 to, let me check my notes. I want to say 15. I think it was 15. Uh, I have my notes here because that's how, yeah, from chapter 15. Uh, and just to kind of give everybody a rundown of who the characters are, because if you're like me in the way I read or even listen, because I listen to the audiobook, is get everybody's names confused. If you see that meme where it's just like, oh, I want to name everybody Schooly Dop Dip Dop Pop, that's me. Like I just give them my own names and I figure that crap out later. Not that the names are bad or anything like that. I just can't focus sometimes and I just go off the emotion of the character, if that makes sense. I don't know. However, with this in mind, I believe this is Vax here. If you can see that, let me kind of do that. So this is Vax. This is Vera, I believe her name is, and Dulce, of course, is baby girl. I love her so much. And this is Raynar, I believe. Um, all this is gonna make sense in a moment. So just to give you a rundown, if you haven't seen any other episodes or anything like that, uh, she's a Cupid. Dulce is a Cupid. They don't believe in love, but they believe giving love to other people or giving the hope of love. So that's Gucci. We love that. Um, this is Vera, I believe. I'm just saying names. I'm probably messing her name up, and I apologize in advance. Uh, give me 1 second. And so, like, she's the queen of Solisa, I believe it is. And let's see here. And then, of course, we have Raynar, who is he's baby. I love him so much. Like I just want to cradle him, even though he's like so supposed to be really, really huge and tall and muscular and all that good stuff. I think he just gives like anime boy vibes, where he's just like a cute little thing you want to put in his pocket. Um, that's pretty much it. That's the rundown. We're gonna go through chapters 9 to 15. Really cozy today. We're just gonna kind of break it down. What popped off to us, what we liked about it, what we didn't like. Because I have a few things where I'm just like, not on my watch. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do right now, my lovely co-host just came in. I'm going to go ahead and put her in with us, and bear with me, okay, guys? Do 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 do. Better there. Let me get you in here. Replace speaker. There we go. Oh my goodness. I don't know why. Oh wait, why is it not replacing? I swear to Bobson Doug Nut, y'all. I'm telling you, like, I love EV Mux, guys. I am not crap talking these people. They're great. I love them. Here's the thing. I do not like. Yeah, I see. Like, okay, wait. Let me see. Why am I not getting you into the place where it needs to go to?
I don't know.
Let's see. There we go. I win because it has you in twice.
Oh,
I don't know why, but it is what it is. So I was just explaining to our lovely people that my breakdown of how I understand books and everything like that, like even they have their names and they're respected and we love them, I still translate it as something different in my head to keep me focused. So like I'm gonna butcher the names sometimes. They're gonna be as close as possible. It means no disrespect to anything. It's just how my brain works sometimes.
yeah.
Like if you ever seen that meme about the guy who was reading a name and he couldn't pronounce it, he called him like Skilly Doo Dot Pop. And like that's how my brain works. Like it'll make it more difficult, but it makes my brain focus on it. Um, but before we get into all that, I want to do in some introductions. If you want to start first, or would you like me to start first?
Hello. I missed you.
I know I missed you too. I
Well,
know,
I'm
girl.
Jazz, the sweet side of the spicy combo here we have. And I am the creator of Black Fade. I've been working really hard on that recently. And I'm a self proclaimed librarian, children's
Oh.
librarian by day.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got off of work and ran into this stream. So I apologize
No,
for being late.
no.
But I'm here. I've missed everyone, and I'm excited about finishing our book today. Well, at least these chapters.
Oh yeah, we're almost done though, because like I said, I've been telling everybody life's been life in life's
It
been life
has.
in. Not to mention around this time of year, Black Friday is coming up. My certain events in Philadelphia is coming up. That we're
Yes, I
participating.
saw.
We're doing so much, and I love it. We love it, but what that entails, other things are not going to be as prominent at the moment. Doesn't mean we don't love it. Doesn't mean that we're not here for y'all at the moment though. We don't feel right putting into work something that we don't have our full heart in. We want to show the love to it and respect, right? But also, again, everybody, my name is Giselle, aka the Spicy Jazz, because I don't like the spicy stuff. The sweet stuff is cute. We talk about this all the time, but I'm just like, oh, that's cute.
Mm.
Not my bag, but that's cool. But you can follow me on all social media accounts, Ms. Giselle or Giselle Allure if you find it. Anything spicy on my end as far as like any of my kink content or anything from my other podcast, please be respectful and just go there. But other than that, boom, we're good. But yeah. So to start that off, Jazz,
Yeah.
do you do anything like to keep focus with the book as far as like what I was just describing? Like you just make your own kind of language or your own type of like thing to kind of stay focused, or you're good with just like what they give you in the book?
I am one of those people that tries to like visualize
Mm-hmm.
myself in the mix, like even as a passerby, but like
Mm-hmm.
maybe peeking through the bushes or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I really try to look at the scenery,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it's really hard for me to visualize text. It's and for a long time I thought I wasn't a good reader because of that,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, well, people are like describing all this stuff, and to me it's just words on a page. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
very hard for me. So I tried to really immerse myself when I'm reading, so I don't like to have distractions and stuff because it's hard for me to do that
Mm-hmm.
without that. But yeah, and I kind of have little conversations as if like they're my friends or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
what? Why would you do that? Like, why would
Yeah.
what are you
Yeah.
doing? I get so frustrated, especially with like Ravar. and you'll hear
Oh,
about me.
yeah, ma'am, the amount of notes I have right now just on Raybar alone is crazy. But I agree. I'm the same way. Like, I love immersing myself into the book as well, where I'm just like mentally, but it's not like I'm talking with them directly at the moment. I'll have like my side quests, I guess you could say, but it'll
Yes.
be like a situation where I'm literally pulling up a lawn chair. I'm in the middle of Salisa, just watching their interactions and stuff. And I'm like eating popcorn, like, that's crazy. That's
That's
crazy. Why
wild.
do you? I was like, couldn't be me. Could not be me. I was like, ma'am, did you not pick this up? I was like, that's crazy. All right, that's nice. Okay. But but yeah, no, definitely. I think it's such a good thing to also acknowledge, like what you were just saying about how you felt at one point that you weren't a good reader. Because I was the same way. I could not read for a long time when I was younger, but only spicy books. I think I talked about it. The first
Yeah.
real book I read was a spicy book. And I was just like, this is intriguing. But mind you, I didn't understand a lot of it
Yeah.
besides the love part. Like, I love him. I love her. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, this is romantic. And my mom was like, you know, those are grown up books, right? And I was just like, oh, what?
Mm.
Is that what those mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what that means. But, and I feel like for our listeners out there, like, don't let that discourage you if you feel like you have a different language when you're reading or a
No.
different way of interpretation. There's some days where I have to have the TV on, I have to have a YouTube video on and an audiobook and the book itself for me to pay attention because I need to my other minds have to be active for me to
Yes.
focus. So like don't ever feel like you can't enjoy something. Just do it your own way. Not everybody's going to be the same. And that's okay.
Yes.
There's no
Do
shame
it
in
your
that.
own way is the key
Always.
for sure. And like you said, every day can change, but that's why
Mhm.
you have us so that we can
Yeah.
talk to you about it.
Exactly. And audiobooks, I ain't gonna lie, audiobooks saved my life.
Audiobooks count too. Don't
Audiobooks
let
count.
anybody tell you that they don't.
Oh,
You
I
get
hate that.
the same kind of like literary benefits because
Mm-hmm.
you're hearing all the sounds and the
Mm-hmm.
words and a lot's going on in your brain while you're listening to audiobooks. So it's the same. Don't let
No,
people tell you it's not.
no, I agree. I hate that conversation too. And they'll be like, well, it's not really because you can't physically. I'm like, first of all, calm down. Second of all, what
Yes.
if I live in a tiny apartment? You don't know my life. What if I can't have books everywhere? What if I like textures? Like certain people can't have like textures on their hands. Let's be respectful. Don't say they're not a reader or a lover of literature because they're not the same as you. I think it's so disrespectful. We need to stop that in the community. I'm telling you all that right now. But audiobooks could definitely make or break as well.
Yes.
Especially, we always have this conversation about the voice acting. Sometimes the voice acting is a miss. And I'm just like, nope, can't do it. I hate it.
Yes.
And then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I like that. Especially with this book, ma'am. I think I put a note here somewhere. I think it was like chapter.
I had
I
to
want to.
stop. I actually had to read the physical chapters.
Yo, I had, especially when they start speaking Spanish to each other, and like around like chapter 14-ish, and they're like going back and forth, and I was like, ah! I was squealing. I was like, ah! And he's like, I'm like, ah! I was like, no. My roommate's like, girl, what's going on with you? I was like, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. I'm trying to focus. But we'll
Ooh.
definitely get into that. I was just like, because it wasn't even like super sexy or anything. It was just like, again, I love the fact that our representation, right, of Black and Brown
Mm.
people, Indigenous Brown people in general, like we have representation, especially in the in languages. The worst thing to do is like me hear something in Spanish and it's butchered, and I'm just like, mind you, I don't even speak Spanish, y'all. I don't, but I know it. I understand it, and that's a long story. But I'm just saying, like when I hear it, I'm like, that's actually not how you pronounce it, but that's okay. But it's that type of situation. But let's break it down. Like I said, let's start at chapter 9 because we ended at chapter 10 last time, but I feel like I wanted to pick up on some things and go up to chapter 15 is where I have my last bit of notes. So did you want to start? Do you have anything that like kind of protrude like jumped out at you that you want to discuss?
Um, I do like the way the chapters are kind of
Hmm.
organized. At first, it was a little jarring because I'm like, wait, who am I talking about? Or,
Hmm.
like who's perspective is this, but as the chapters started to go, especially I think around chapter 9 is when I really started to get used to it. I
Hmm.
actually liked that style a lot more. And I sometimes I found myself trying to read faster so I can get into another
Yeah.
point of view because I'm like, oh, but you can't leave me hanging there.
Yeah.
Like, what else happened?
Hmm.
So, I just love that part,
Hmm.
and I was able to like take time and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna read,
Hmm.
this part, this character, and then I'll pause, and then I'll read this character, and then I'll
Hmm.
pause. So I liked it.
No, I agree. I think one of my other favorite things they do, especially in the audiobook, because I love hearing it, I love making playlists for my books that I read.
Ooh,
So they actually, if you notice, they'll put like
yeah.
Peaches and Cream 112. And I was like, I love that song. And in my head, I'm like, "Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da," and I'm
Mhm.
listening to it. And then I'm reading it. I'm like, oh, okay. I get you. I get what you're saying. And like, it just makes it more cute, especially if you know that song, Peaches and Cream by 112. Also, our main girl here, if you're gonna, well, her name is Dulce,
Dulce,
but
yeah.
they refer to her as Peaches a lot, or like Peach, or just sweetness, whatever. So like when I was thinking that, I was just like, they about to cream on Peaches. Okay. I was like, okay, Dulce, you getting it. And we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute though, because it
But
gets
yeah, I
spicy.
do love it because it would set the mood, and
Hmm.
then I'd be like, okay, but what y'all trying to say? Like, what's happening? What's gonna happen?
Hmm.
When you hear
Yeah.
the
I'm
song.
intrigued.
Yeah, so I did listen to the songs before I read
Hmm.
when they would come up, so it is really interesting to add that. I wish more books did that, honestly.
You know what? I think it's crazy that they don't. But I think it's coming more popular now because a lot of people or fans in general start making their own playlist, or even the authors make their own like Spotify list. And
Mhm.
they'll be like, this is what I was thinking about when I was writing certain chapters or something.
Ooh.
So I like listening to it. Like I think the Night King, I
Mhm.
think they did that too. And I think there was a fan one and then like one that Nikki did. And I was just like, "Oh snap!" I was like, "This, I love this." I was like, but then after a while, like you people start arguing about music. What I was like, "Stop, guys!
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy it. You don't need to
Just
kill
enjoy
it."
it.
Okay, but so for chapter 9, it's pretty much Dulce and Vex. They guys, it's I can't even express. I have no notes because all they was doing was fucking. All they was doing was like, I need her, I need him. I can't say nothing. I can't tell her how I feel, and it's just like because they do have a submissive and Dob type of relationship or
Mhm.
dynamic. So if you know anything about this, we're gonna talk about a billion times. There's a lot of respect and boundaries that are put in place before you play with a partner. So they were trying very, very hard not to break these boundaries, but also craving to break those boundaries.
Yes.
And very hardly, very, very, very like they needed it. They were fiending to the point where Vex goes overboard and he feeds on her and he's like, "Oh wait, she's not that peachy anymore. Oh my god, I hurt my baby." And she's like, "What happened?" And
What
she's, "What
happened?
happened, baby? Just keep going." He's like, "I can't. I fed on you." She's like, "Oh snap. We might as well continue." Which again, in the community, because it's technically the setting that they're in right now. I forget the name of the club, but it's pretty much like a pleasure club.
Mhm.
So again, you have to follow the rules. It's all about respect and consent. So even though technically they're trying to give each other consent right now, they're also in the heat of the moment. You have to take that into fact to a factor too. That maybe she's just going on an endorphins high. She's just like, oh my god, yes, yes, yes. He's a yes, yes, yes. But then they're gonna feel regretful after. Blah blah blah. So,
Mhm.
but they were not. They were just like, let's go. Let's
Let's
just
go.
to the point where what are my notes? I said they're having sexy time. He takes too much blood. This was my favorite quote from that though. He says, "I want to sink into your throat and taste the way you call my name."
Oof. Mm. Mm.
Damn, I had to listen to that 3 times. 3 times.
Mm.
Mm, I
Mm.
want to taste the way you say my name. I'm like, oh, oh. And I think their pronouns are, and that's another thing too. They do their pronouns. He is they and sir. He only goes by those two pronouns. And sir, because I'm assuming of the environment that they're in.
Yeah.
Uh, so when he said, I was like, oh, when they said that, I was like,
Mm,
okay.
yes.
I was like, do say just consent, which is not my bag, right? Like that has to be her consent. But she consented. She consented. She was
Yes,
like,
she
yes,
did.
please. To the point, let me see. They start having a discussion about what their next step is. So between this is like from chapters 9 to 12ish. Did anything pop out to you or anything that you want to discuss between 9 and 10 or 12, like before 12?
Well, I know you just mentioned briefly the act of consent. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, I think that's a big thing that I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed recently in these kind of books, that it actually is being stated. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times I feel like when I used to read romance, or even like romantasy before it was romantasy, like labeled,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, sometimes that was implied,
Mm-hmm.
or you just kind of like, things would just
Yeah.
happen and you think oh, that's how romance is,
Yeah.
as a younger reader, you're like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
how that
Sure,
goes.
she said no, and sure she was like, I'm drunk or something, but he was okay with it. They were okay
Right.
with him, like, no, ma'am. But go ahead.
I call it the Snow White effect. As a
Mm-hmm.
little kid, we were told, "Oh, well, he kisses her, she wakes up, and everything's happy, and they live happy ever after." And you're like, "Well, nowadays we're like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not
Because if
probably
somebody
not."
does that, we fighting. I didn't ask. Because if I was Snow
Right?
White, this is total off topic. If I was Snow White and I'm sleeping, leave me alone. Nobody asked you to wake me up
Yes.
with a kiss. I was, and it wasn't even like a destiny thing. It was a random ass dude just walking,
Yeah.
strolling in the fucking. Hey, I just see this dead girl. You're
Yeah.
not questioning that man. Nobody's questioning that man.
Like
Anyway,
something's wrong with him.
yeah, I was like, I'm throwing hands. But anyway, all those tales, if you really know about the classic tales, they're kind of dark. So really pay
Yeah.
attention to them. Not the Disney ones. The Disney ones are a little more cutesy, despite certain sadness that are in a lot of them. The original tales are a lot darker, which I prefer.
Hmm.
I love the darker stuff, even though I get more angry. But anyway, but yes, consent
Like,
is
yeah,
key.
I love it. And I think now I start to look forward to seeing the way that they do that.
Hmm.
And I feel like it was very fluid. It didn't
Hmm.
take away from the things that were going on. So I appreciated it. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
this is the kind of spicy I like.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's something I'm going to piggyback off that. That actually is a great example. Like it's fluid. Like it didn't feel like it was taken away. It didn't feel like it was forced into the conversation and
Yeah.
or into the dialogue or anything. Like it made sense because in real life this is how it would be. It
Mm-hmm.
and just like for anybody who ever has that conversation in real life, consent should never take away the sexiness of the moment. And if you ever feel that way, maybe you're with the wrong partner.
Yeah. Or maybe you're asking in a way that isn't sexy to you, if that makes
Exactly.
sense. You got to figure out how to do it,
Yeah.
in a way that suits you.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what's that? Is it a raven or something? The bird, and he's like, "Come on, Susan, can we smash? Let's smash." And he's just like trying. I have a feather. You want to smash? That is, yeah, you're asking for consent, but that's annoying. That's so rude. So that's how I think. Like when I think of partners or somebody I'm playing with, like not doing it in a proper way or keeping it sexy. Not that it has to be like roses and romantic all the time. It could be just a regular conversation. But also when you're like, "Well, I asked it, bro. Stop."
Yeah.
But anywho,
Mm,
um, so before we get into anything further, I want to start with chapter 12 in a moment. Uh, question
mm.
for Vex and Raynar, between the two male characters, because I love the queen anyway. She's that bitch.
Yeah,
I love
she's
her.
great.
But for Vex and Raynar, do you have like, excuse me, a like and a dislike, or like one better than the other so
I,
far?
as frustrated as I get with him, I love Rayvar.
Rayvar.
He's
Mm-hmm.
such a sweet puppy dog, but he's trying to be a little badass. I
Yeah.
just love the internal, like,
Yep.
struggle he puts. up
Always.
with, and I just think he's great. Aloof,
Mhm.
and I just want to smack him in the head all the time, but
Mhm.
he's adorable and I like him a lot. And I
Mhm.
like seeing his progression.
Mhm.
It's hot. Yep.
No, it is. He's getting a little like, because in the beginning of the book, if we're gonna recall, he's a little like everything for his queen at the end of the day. Mind you, let's keep in
Mhm.
mind he is on a mission to find love for his queen. And though he also loves the queen, he also has a duty to make her happy. And that's the situation that he's putting his duty in front of everything.
Yeah.
But then the woman or the partner he seeks for her is also somebody he's falling in love with in a sense. And that's something I really like. We're going to talk about in the chapters in the coming upcoming chapters. It's like he's in this always struggle to be like, I could keep her to myself,
Yeah.
but I also want to let the world experience her, like his world
'Cause
being the queen.
I feel like
And
she's like everything that he's always
yep.
suppressed, but always wanted for himself. And
Hmm.
she's just right there. He's
Hmm.
like, oh man, like
Hmm.
he's so instantly like taken back, like,
Hmm. No, I agree.
ah,
Like he's like,
like this
It's
is
crazy."
different, you know.
Well, do you think also the reason why he might feel that way is because he doesn't really travel a lot? Like he doesn't really go outside of the realm or
Mm,
from it, because that's something I was thinking about, and I'm going to talk about in the chapter around 15, like 14, 15. That's when he started getting me like irky. Like I understand the progression, stuff. Like he's still a good guy. He's not a
yeah.
jerk by any mean, but it's like his inner dialogue where he's getting more possessive, and I'm just like, you you did what you did, and we're going to talk about that, but let's get to that part in a moment. But so chapter 12,
I would
or
think I don't think it's that he hasn't traveled because I like to
mhm,
think that because of who his Queen is, he
mhm,
does take initiative on a lot of stuff to take care of
okay,
things for her
mhm,
himself. I could see him
mhm,
being like, "You need this done perfectly. I'm gonna go do it." And so,
that makes
even
sense.
like they said that he's taught her other lovers,
Mhm,
um, and he's kind of coached her,
mhm.
you know. So I feel like, with that being said, he's seen a rotation of different people.
Oh
I
yeah.
I just don't think he did it so intentionally, and so
Mhm.
now he's thinking of
That's
like
what I
good
mean, yeah.
qualities, or like, what does somebody want for a long-term partner,
Mhm.
and it's seeping into like
Exactly.
his own
That's what I meant to do
consciousness.
that. Because
Yeah,
like if we're going to the conversation when he first goes into the the club, excuse me, oh my gosh. When he goes to the club, he met somebody, before that he met a friend or something who's into all that stuff. So what
yeah,
stopped him for experiencing other experiences besides his closed circle, in a sense? Like
yeah.
he can find lovers, for his queen, he could do all that, but for, like you said, the qualities to actually find a good person with the, to be all that you need and he needs and that the queen needs, that is something he wasn't really focusing on. The thing was like,
Hmm.
is this person safe, discreet, not going to be a jerk, going to be a good lover, and if not, do I got to teach him? I
Yeah,
think that's the the situation. But let's see here.
but he was
I
like, this girl.
Yeah, look, when he saw her, because didn't he first meet her or like glance at her when she was
He
in the
was like
water or something?
bathing.
Yeah, she was bathing.
Yeah.
He was like, she's a goddess, she's an angel, I love her, she's everything I ever wanted. I'm like, bro, you never seen a woman before? You never seen a person like, but I get it too, because and we're gonna get that later, is where like culturally they're different too.
Hmm.
So that might be another thing. Anywho,
If they were emojis, she was literally like the peach emoji when you're
hmm,
trying to text
hmm,
somebody
yep,
spicy, and
yeah,
he's just an eggplant.
yeah. Honestly, no, he's a zucchini. That's what he was. He's a zucchini.
Yeah.
Oh wait, actually, that makes perfect sense. What's purple? What's green? Okay, yep.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. Breakthrough. That's the breakthrough, everybody.
Yes.
But anywho, so around chapter 12, let's see. This is where their boundaries not break in a bad way, but they realize that they want more from each other.
Yeah.
And this is Vex, or excuse me, yeah, Vex and Dulce. So they're like, you know what? I want you, you want me. let's do this. And but then she starts being more bold with herself because another thing about she's a Cupid, they have a lot of reservation. They're very like within themselves. They don't really, nothing is for anybody else, or everything is for everybody else and not themselves. They don't like claiming stuff for themselves. So she has a thing called the fuck it list where she just wants to do it, everything she wants, and that's it. And he's like, you know what, we're gonna do it, baby girl. We're gonna do it. And she was like, well, I want you. And he's like, do you want me, just me, or do you want me with other people? Do you want you to be with other people? And I like that again, they have that conversation because that's also putting more about the boundaries. Um, and he says, let's see here. Okay, yeah. So she pretty much is like, yeah, he's like, I don't want to. He's like, she's like, do you want to fuck anybody else? And he's like, no, I don't need to. I want to fuck you. And she's like, okay, cool, bet. Um, but also I want to see you fuck other body. I want to. He says, excuse me, Vex says to her, to Dulce, I want to see you fuck other people. I want to see that. And he says, I want to see your face as you fall apart as they fuck you. And I was just like, you know what? Vex is my favorite. Like as much as I love Rayvar,
Mhm.
I love Vex because I love the dominant. Even though I do love our little ogre guy. I know he's not. I think it's Oknar or something.
Yeah.
Uh, we love that. I love me some demon slash vampire dom. Give me that, and that's what he does. So he marks her because, mind you, he bit her and he
Mhm.
took too much blood, so it made a forever mark. So she's always there, and they talk about her because she gets a whole bunch of missed calls and voice messages from her
Yeah.
sister and her boss because again she has a job, she's a Cupid. She makes the decision to stop being a Cupid. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that was something that was necessary for her to do?
I feel like maybe in the spur of the moment of like, oh shit, we went too far. She was like, well, I'm
Hmm.
marked forever now. Maybe she's trying to compensate, like say,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know. I didn't like that. I just felt like so much of who she said she was at the beginning was like a Cupid.
Hmm.
And I don't know how I felt about that. I just thought it was drastic.
Yeah, I again I feel like they're on a high right now and she's just trying
Yeah.
to rip the band-aid off of everything and she's just like, yeah, we gotta do it, guys. We have to. I'm just gonna go quit my job. But I think there's more to it. I think it's the fact that like she's also not happy with it because of their kind of like negative look on love and she wants love. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And she says that like with the boss, I forget her name, but she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. And she's like, okay, bye. And she's like, what, you don't, she's like, you guys always come back. You're not the first Cupid to
Mm.
leave. And like, I don't think, I know she's trying to meet it in a more, I don't want to say vindictive or angry way, but it's when like she's frustrated because she's also one of the best ones because also of her lineage and
Yeah.
her sister. And that's the thing too, like she's always compared with her sister. And she's like, I'm more than just my sister's other half or part of my sister. I am myself.
Yeah.
I'm just a rule follower. That's it. Everybody else gets in trouble. I don't get in trouble. I'm gold stars and stuff. And
Yeah.
I felt that. I felt that. And I was just like, again, when she's like, oh, well, you want to leave just for the summer? She's like, yeah, the entire summer. So in
Mm.
my mind, I think it's a setup because, again, I'm not done the book, but like, my theory is that like she's gonna wind up trying to come back and try to like bring more love to the community around her because she's like, guys, it
Mm.
is possible, because it is
Yeah.
possible. You can't, do the thing. And the way they kind of mafia style that shit, they were like, yeah, guess what, well, you can't travel anymore, you can't this, you can't that. Well, how I'm gonna see my parents? Sucks to
Yeah.
be you. Won't let them know that you abandoned your post. It wasn't that she's on a vacation. Wasn't that she left because whatever, you abandoned your post. And that for some odd reason got my blood boiled. I was like,
Yeah.
how
I
dare
didn't
you?
like that, but I think
Excuse me.
I guess because I felt like her
Hmm.
cupidness was more of identity than an occupation. I think that's why it kind
Yeah.
of rubbed me the wrong way, because it's like I don't know that I could take off a part of myself,
Hmm.
and I And I'm like, is that why they were so hard, like severe on her? Like, you're not just like saying,
Mhm.
okay, I don't want to do this because I want more love. It's like,
Mhm.
no, this is who you are, and you're trying to like
Mhm.
abandon the family or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's
You
what it felt
disrespect
like.
the family like
Yeah,
this.
like,
I
are
was
you
like, ma'am.
ashamed? Like, what's the deal? You know, so
Mhm.
I think that's why I was trying to understand it a little more. Um, I don't know. I feel now that you kind
Mhm.
of explain it, I see it a little differently.
Mhm.
But yeah, I didn't like how
Yeah.
hard they came down on her though.
Yeah. But it wasn't even like screaming or yelling. Besides the sister got me mad. She was like, love is a lie. It's fake. Stop caring about love. And I'm like, aren't you a
Yeah.
fucking cupid? Like,
Right.
why are you so you help love? No, we help people fall in love. We don't experience, we don't care about it. Even like with their marriage, like she even says it. And I think that's where Dulce also gets like kind of bitter with. Not bitter, but like upset with. She's like, there's no love here. We have contracts for marriage. That's it.
Yeah.
Like there's only this, that, and the third. Like we don't even experience that. We give everybody else love, but not ourselves. And it reminds me like people pleasers. Like we are always trying to do extra for everybody else, but when are we getting that reciprocation? With everything,
Yeah.
and and you become upset about it. Understandable. So I'm happy she left. I'm sad that, they're being such jerks to her. The fact that like her sister was just like crushing her dreams in a sense. And it's not just about love, like a love of a partner. This is a love for herself and a love for things wanting to do outside of her community. And
Yeah.
they don't like that. And that's a love I really love as well, right? We love that to see that representation, because love is not just about a partner. Love is not just about family. Love is not just about whatever. It's about yourself, your worth, your care, and things you want to experience that she didn't get to. That's why she has the list. That's why she wants to do the list, and she's
Yeah.
going to do the thing. So, and the fact that like you had her boss be like, yeah, we don't care. We don't, you were replaceable this whole time. Also, very reminiscent of working in this day and age anyway. They need you for everything. It's mandatory for you to be there. But once something bad happens in your life, they're like,
You know
sucks to be you.
You know
I
what
think
it
that's
kind of reminded me of, and
what.
I'm probably gonna get heat for this because it's kind of controversial,
Yeah.
but it reminded me of like Lizzo's recent treatment
Oh,
because
yeah.
she lost some weight,
Hmm.
and it's like we don't know. Like, she, first of all, she works out all the time, to
Hmm.
prepare for touring, and her job,
Hmm.
her occupation is to
Yeah.
perform, and she works out, and she's been saying she's eating healthier, and for whatever reasons, that naturally equates to some weight loss,
Yeah.
but I feel like people were like, "Oh, well, you don't like fat people anymore," and
Yeah.
you da da da. And
People
I'm
always
like,
want to bitch about things.
yeah,
As
I'm like,
as a fellow big girl, I'm so tired of that conversation. Like we don't care. Like it's one of those things who like all the bigger celebrities that we've seen. I'm talking about Adele, and I'm only particularly going with the women because the men don't get as much flack. They'll be called fat, but then that's it. They don't say,
yeah,
"Yeah, look at that one time they ate a piece of lettuce," and they think they like literally that'll be a whole title for Lizzo or
yeah,
Adele at the time. It's so weird. You're obsessed with big women and you hate them for no reason. But anywho, uh or they'll just like, oh yeah, she didn't even try to do the work, she just got Ozempic or a surgery or something, and I'm like, even if she did, that's none of your fucking business. You
right,
wanted her to lose weight, and now she hates fat people. When she was fat, she hated skinny people, and was, what is the one they would say about big people, you're trying to promote obesity. How are we trying? We cannot control it. It's genetic for most of us. God damn it. Okay, I'm not. This is a whole conversation for something else because I will go into it. I'm always
right.
arguing about the fat phobia, fat phobic bullshit in the world.
But that
But
is
it's the same
kind of
thing.
how I felt like their response was like,
Hmm.
and it's like, no, I'm not saying I'm not.
Yeah.
Is the body positivity still in the room with us? Because
Yeah. Where is it?
like, is
Where
the
is it?
cupidness still there? The love there?
You'll be back. You'll be a fat bitch again. That's literally what it's saying. You're gonna always be a fat bitch. That's literally what they're saying. You're always a cupid. You're never leaving the family. You're never leaving.
You're
And I
never leaving the
was
family. Oh my
like,
gosh.
yo, it's a cult.
So,
It's a cult. Oh my god, cupids are cults. Anyway.
it's a cult, a
Oh my.
marriage cult.
You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense now.
That's funny.
So, but yeah, no, that was really harsh because she was always a good noodle, and I vibed with that. She was like, I get gold stars, and I don't hardly get in trouble, and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, yeah. So why are they treating her like garbage? At least try to like convince her to stay. They're just like, you'll be back. We're stripping you of all your powers, and we're stripping you of all the things you could do. You can't see your family ever again, but you can go.
Yeah.
Damn. What do you? That's very crazy, but all right, go off.
And that is the last chapter that I had gotten through.
Okay.
So
Wow. I'm
yes.
gonna keep talking then because I
Yeah,
got
you
some
can
notes, ma'am.
go ahead.
Okay, so do. Okay, so let me get to my notes. Give me one second, y'all. Also, look at my new phone case. It's so cute. It's
It
like
is very cute.
it's
I like the
very
purple.
lavender. Yeah. Usually I don't like purple, but I'm trying new things. Uh for for our Black Fay Day event in Philadelphia. It's called Connecting with the Wilds. And everybody, we are going to be foraging and we're going to do all the cute things
Oh.
responsibly. So that's why everything I have is like purple and like lavender because I love lavender. It's my favorite flower. One of my favorite flowers, like scent wise,
Hmm.
and eucalyptus. But anywho, anyway, so let's see here. What was that chapter? Shows off. Oh, okay, wait. I kind of posted. Okay, yeah, so chapter 12. So now pretty much it's just like her reconnecting the whole conversation. I think from chapter 12 to about 14 is them leaving or her leaving and trying to have a conversation with her sister. We just discussed that. So chapter 14, now she's back at the pleasure place
Mm.
and she's with Vex again. And who's in the fucking creepy background? Our dude, fucking what Ravar.
Ravar.
Ravar. And he's just like, there goes my baby. And he's just like,
No, I
and there's
did
this,
read. Yes, I did read
yo,
this one.
but my favorite thing is there's this girl, I think her name is Minx. She's adorable. I love her. She's chaotic. She she's the one who introduced herself to Ravar first and vouched for him if I remember correctly and was like, "Don't worry, I got him. Like he's my I guess my buddy."
Mm.
So she's fucking with him low key the whole time. She's just like, "Yeah, so our one of our regulars, she's gonna be doing a show today," and she's
Yeah.
like, "Regular? Who's this?" And like she didn't even say anything, but like she describes, and he's like, "It sounds like candy and sweetness. It has to be Dulce." And I was just like, "Bro is obsessed," and I love it. But then he starts getting possessive because they realize they're doing a scene where not Ravar, Vex is the principal or professor, and Dulce is a schoolgirl who has been doing very naughty things, and he has to punish her. And this is going to be a public situation. And her only stipulation, too, just to kind of backtrack a second, is she says no fucking. She says no fucking. I just want to put on a show. Then me and Vex later, we're going in the back and we doing the nasty.
Yeah.
We love that. Boom. So, and this is her first time doing it. This is part of her fuck it list. She's trying new things.
Hmm.
So, Ravar sees this and he's upset. He's just like, not my baby. I want everybody to see her, but also I don't want nobody to see her. That's my baby. And also, maybe Vex should be with us as well, but I don't know yet. That's something else I like that he keeps playing with, where he's just like,
Hmm.
maybe.
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 Hmm.
But then he's being a fucking creep, Ravar, because he brings their flowers from Solera, and he's bringing it and she's capturing these flowers. She's like, oh, look at this. What is this? They're like, what is this? Like, I don't know, it's a flower. It's a sunflower. It looks nice. She's in the middle of the scene, schoolgirling it up. Very short, very revealing. Everybody's eating it up. She's getting nervous. She's stumbling on her lines. Um, and but they're doing great. Next, she gets transported to a different world. She notices the same fucking flowers
Mm.
around her, and the world is kind of a different hue. I believe she says it's like more teal, greens, and blue.
Hmm.
More greens than blue. She says. So she's like, "Where the fuck am I? I was just a schoolgirl, getting very excited because they say very nasty things. I'm not going to say on here." Very nasty things. You guys want to listen to it? Listen to chapter or read chapter. We could do chapter 15 and down. That's another spicy stuff. The whole book is pretty much spicy though, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
So, um, with that being said, boom, mind you, she's in the middle of a field right now, and she falls on her ass in a sense. And who does she fucking hear? Than our man Rayvar. And he says, "Did it hurt?" And she's like, in her monologue, she's like, "Is this motherfucker trying to flirt with me right now?
Yeah.
I'm in pain. Who is this guy?" And he goes, "Well, you did fall from the sky." And she's like, "Oh, cool. So he's not flirting with me. Cool, 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 cool." But then again, she's noticing the flowers. She's like, "Yeah, this kind of looks like the flowers that I've been finding all day." And he admits that this is where he's from. She didn't put two and two together, and that pisses me off. That pisses me off.
Yes.
I'm just like, ma'am, did you? Okay. So, um, oh, okay. So here's another thing too. Backtracking. No, 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 not backtracking. Let's see. Discussing. We're going through. Blah blah blah. Yeah, they're pretty much discussing things. But here's the thing that gets me. This is a little note. Uh, she makes a statement because she's having a conversation with Rayvar. And she's not even that remotely concerned. Like she's concerned. Like she's like, I got to get back to Vax, but also that's cool. I'm in this whole other world. Don't know how I got here. Can't go back anywhere. I'm
Yeah.
stuck. This random guy sees me. There's flowers that I've been seeing everywhere in this other realm, blah, 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 that she never seen before, technically. This man's just talking to her. And she's like, his words are so sweet. They're like conversational hearts, which are my favorites. And the
No.
only reason why, wait a minute, before you say all, the reason why I got pissed off about this, I hate conversational hearts. They taste like crap. Okay. I don't know why that offended me so much, but I literally put that in my notes. Why did this piss me off so much? Like, I get the sentiment. I understand the beauty of it, the cuteness. We love it. It pissed me off because I'm like, so he's like chalky bullshit hearts that you give to kindergartners. Do adults eat them? Well, she's also a cupid, so maybe that's like their bread and butter. I don't know.
Yeah, she's a cupid. It's cute to
Yeah,
her.
so good for her. Like, maybe that's the only negative thing I don't like about her. I think it's the only negative thing. This bitch likes conversational hearts. I'm putting that on my notes. This bitch likes conversational hearts. Anywho,
Oh.
but literally I said fucking I fucking hate conversational hearts. Anyway, and I'm offended for no reason. Um
Well,
let's see. Oh
what if
yeah.
they're the kind that taste more like Smarties? They're not as bad.
I've never had them, so I'm
Oh,
gonna say no. Because the ones
okay.
I've had, the OG conversational hearts, are chalk.
Yeah, they're
They're
gross.
chalk. Ugh. Like they're cute when you chuck them at people. That's what we used to do in school. They'd be like, "I like you," boom, and you throw it because it says "I like you" on it.
Oh my gosh.
Like that makes sense to me, you know. But she's like, "He's so sweet," like, and if she said the sweet tart version, okay, maybe that's a little mouthy, a little wordy, but I would have preferred that versus me getting violently upset about she saying his words are like conversational hearts. I don't know. Maybe they taste sweet to her, like sweet, sweet. I don't know. Ooh, if they were
Maybe.
sour, that sounds good too. I do like sour stuff. Anyway, now I'm talking about food. Anywho, now chapter 15. We're almost at the end here, or at least of where I'm caught up at.
Yeah.
This is where I was squeaking like a fucking squirrel. Literally
I
says, I'm squeaking, I cannot stop. Especially when they start having a conversation in Spanish, because her culture and everything like that is more like Latin based. And I say that because of the Latin words and stuff like that, meaning like for Cupid and stuff like that. And her name, even Dulce, is sweet sugar, which he
yeah.
keeps playing with too. He's like, "You're the only sweet thing here, baby," like type shit. And I'm like, and she's like, "I know he's only saying that because he probably knows my mother tongue." And I was like,
Mm,
I bet he does. I bet he does.
I bet he does.
But he's trying to at least. But so they do the whole thing and they're having this conversation in Spanish and they're just pretty much like, you're the sweetness, you're love, you're this, you're that. And I'm like squealing. I couldn't stop. I had to stop there. That's where I stopped in the middle. I was just like, I cannot keep geeking out over this sweetness. That's adorable. And again, because I don't hear a lot of that in books in general. So, and actually them saying it correctly and not sounding like people who just practice to say it, you know?
Yes.
Because
Mhm.
again, voice actors, I love them. I want to be one. Well, I am one, but I would like to be official one. I try to practice that all the fucking time. Like, don't sound rehearsed. Don't sound like you're reading off a script. And it didn't sound like that way. Like, it sounds like they were having a normalized conversation in the middle of a glade. Her being stressed that she needs to get back to her boo, but also like, I could stay here and do fucking things too. And I'm like,
Mhm.
bitch, did you even care about my mans? Go back to my mans. Go back to our
Aw.
man. Why are you with this man? And then and then the whole little she was like, oh yeah. He was like, orcs don't exist. And she was like, motherfucker, yes they do. I met them. And he's like, oh my bad. In my world, they don't exist. And she's like, okay. And like, and I love
And
that little exchange. She's like, that, and that's also put me back to the fact of like he didn't travel enough. Like he's still in his circle because
okay.
he doesn't notice or doesn't know about a lot of other things. Not saying
Yeah.
like that's a whole bunch of information, but the fact that she's from a different world entirely or a different realm where these things exist to them is fantasy
Yeah.
and mythology. And that's what she says. And she's like, no, I met orcs. And he's like, well, we're kind of like your mythical orcs, but I'm not an orc. I forget what his what his brand is, his species. But I'm just like, that's spicy, and I like that because I like
Mhm.
that you could still have a sexy moment and disagree,
Yeah.
right? So she's like, motherfucker, I know what I'm talking about. He's like, do you? Yeah, I travel. I know what the hell I'm talking about. That's my whole job, jerk.
Right. I think I need to listen to this chapter because I do like yeah, like you said, you don't get to hear Spanish in fantasy that often at all. And like you said, like sometimes it sounds like a Taco Bell commercial
Yeah,
and it's annoying.
yo quiero, Barbara. yo,
Gracias,
gracias.
mamacita.
The mamacitas was making huevos rancheros. Bitch, they're from Guatemala. This is not Mexican. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. But yeah, no, no, no. Like it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. And even very stupidly, again, guys, this is how good this book is. I forget basic shit. Where their world that Rayvar and the Queen is from is called Solera, which Sol usually represents like the sun or light, and their
Mhm.
flower everywhere is kind of like a sunflower, and it just hit me, and I was like, oh,
Oh.
oh, of course that's what that means.
Yeah.
So I thought that was adorable, but so far I'm eating it up. Rayvar though, like he needs to tighten up. He's getting me so mad because he was just like, I don't like anybody see my woman, but bitch, she don't even know you exist yet. You're the
He
random
is.
flowers.
But that's why I like him. He's such like a shy boy, you know.
Yeah,
He's so like I said, aloof. He don't
yeah,
know nothing. He's shy. He's like he's a fanboy, and I kind of
mhm.
like it. I'm like, oh, look at the little fanboy geeking out over the girl he likes. It's so
It is
cute.
adorable. No, it is adorable. I will give you that. But at the same time, I'm just like,
Vex is hot though.
Vex is hot. Like I said, especially he was like, again, I love the fact that not that he went overboard and like he went it, but it's the fact that he took accountability, let her know first of all, and also like had that conversation. They've been wanting each other for a very long time, even though they've
Yeah,
just been play partners. They have been wanting each other for a long time, but because of who she is and Dulce being like a cupid and taking her role and responsibilities very seriously, she's finally having the courage to just like cut it off. She's like, you know what, fuck it, we already went this far. I can't go back to my home bitten up with a whole forever mark. And
yeah,
like, because they're not supposed to mingle with others, I think, as well. It's just a crazy situation. Like, and I love him. I love the whole dynamic of that world in his realm area. When it comes to Raybar, like I said, the same thing. I think he's a cutie pie, and I think she says it too. Like with Dulce, she's like, I want to put him in my pocket and just
yeah.
travel around with him. And then I love when she was like, I want to bring him to Vax. That is making me so excited of how the book is probably going to end up later. And I want it
Yes,
so fucking hard, especially like when you see the cover. Like, I love it. But I want to
yes.
see just them in a three. And that's where she was like, I want a threesome with both of them. And I was like, yes, 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 yes,
Mhm.
yes. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll take 7. But super cute. This book is really really good, guys. I definitely recommend it. We recommend it. Uh I will say there's so much information. It's so well written that it's overwhelming for me in a good way.
Yeah.
And I will
I
definitely
I will
say that.
say that. I would
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the book itself, before the audiobook came out, it was taking me so long to fully process everything because it's detailed. They have a fucking keyword situation like where they translate. Everything is great. We love it. We love it. But at the same time, it gets so overwhelming where my brain is just like, no, I cannot process anymore. I was
Yeah.
reading like a chapter every month, and that was terrible. And now I'm the audiobook, 3, 4 chapters a day,
Okay.
and or at least a week, because I ain't gonna lie, Jazzy don't got that much time in the world. She doesn't. She don't. I run too many shows and I stream. I do too many things.
Yes, you do.
But I know, but I love doing what we do, and I love our little days. I love our days.
I love our
I
days.
know.
Yes.
So definitely love doing this, and and also our goal for this show is definitely to put in or put out the representation of our people. Like, we are in books, guys. So if you're an author, a artwork, somebody does artwork, an artist, that's the word. All these
Yes.
things, like, do it. We're here. There's consumers for it. We're
Yes.
consumers. I spend my little bit of money on that, y'all. In this economy, I will buy it.
Yeah, and it was we spent our money on this book before the audiobook came out, so we were
Yep,
very much interested.
we
So
were.
if you are writing something, have something published, drop the
Yeah,
link in, the
yeah,
comments because we want to see it. We want to
yeah.
read it. We want to support
Honestly,
you. And
honestly,
yeah.
short stories. Short story. Give me an expert.
Oh,
Give me
yeah,
that. Give me that.
maybe
I
we
would
need
love to
to
read that. We need to do that one day. We need
short
to just read little
stories.
short stories and stuff like that, guys. We want to do that. We want to, because we're here and helping the community, and not even building because we always been here, but connecting more of us. Because I think that's the situation with us. A lot of us are separated because one,
Yeah.
a lot of us are tired of there's no representation, that we just don't seek it out anymore. That was my issue. I'm tired of trying to find, and then the books I find about like Hispanic or Latino characters are so, in my mind, racist as hell. I am not gonna read something about Guadalupe's Lopez Jr. something, whatever the hell, making tomatillo sauce, and she falls in love with the white knight. I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm not. And I'm not dealing with any of these trauma based stories. We deserve
That
to
part.
be, exactly, like, I want to. This is fantasy. The whole issue, the only negative thing in this whole book, besides the Cupid community, is very much the fact that the queen wants to find a mate, and she has her own issues because she feels sad about her birth, and
Yeah.
she just wants to bring happiness back to her people. She wants to feel like she's worthy of them. And that's not bad. I don't mind that, because it shows an actual problem of a ruler trying to be good.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, like, so guys, if you know a friend, if you have books you want to introduce us to, let us know. We are always down to look into it, pop it out. I always share everything on the social media account. So, if you send it to me, send me a book, I'll put it on all of our social media account, whatever, just to give it exposure, because we are here. We deserve to be in fantasy, and we want to. That's it. We need to connect more.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. We do. Yeah. But I think that's a wrap for today, to be honest. It's been an awesome, awesome discussion. Thank you for letting me bitch about the conversational hearts. Because I had a whole, like, ma'am, I have a whole paragraph about it. A whole paragraph about the conversational hearts. I was like, out of all the things, you could have said, like dulce de leche. You could have said sweet like anything else. Conversational hearts. And now I get it because she's a Cupid. I
Cupid.
get it. But no, I
Like
refuse.
chocolate covered strawberries.
Chocolate, like something sexy, like champagne, strawberry champagne,
Mm,
something. Because I think, or strawberry
yes.
wine. I think they were talking about that a lot. Okay, so babe, I love you. I love this book. I love everything about it. I don't know the conversational hearts, ma'am. That's the only thing I cannot. That's the only negative thing I would say about this book right now is the conversational hearts. I will die on that hill. How dare you? How dare you? I get it, and I respect you. I respect your choice, but at the same time, I will die on that hill. Thank you very much. Welcome to my TED Talk.
I almost want to ship some to you. Just
Please don't. It's like I tell people all the time, and I have to extend it to this too. If you hate me, send me kiwis. I hate kiwis. It's a
really.
texture thing, They make me angry. And then the fact that I see some people eat the skin really irk me.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. They're like, you can eat it. I'm like, okay, all right,
Mm-mm.
I guess. Go off. But that's what I'm saying. And now it's conversational hearts as well. I always hated conversational hearts because they're also the candy that's always left.
Yes.
And it's also the candy that nobody really wanted, and you only give it to the kids in class that you didn't really want to give candy to.
Yes. You're just
So
like, and then you only take it because it's candy, and you're like,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Like, what was the purpose? I need to do research on this. What was the purpose of that? Like, I know the conversational hearts. So, am I supposed to, like, you're a cutie? We're children. Even the
Be
sexy ones
mine.
now. Yeah. Yeah. Be mine. I'm a child.
I'm a
I'm,
child.
I'm trading Pokemon cards. I don't care about these chalky ass hearts. Anyway, let me get off the topic. Do you have anything you want to say before we close out today?
Yeah. So follow both of our social medias because we have lots of stuff coming up soon
A
in
lot.
person and streaming. So you want to catch all the spiciness you can online and then come
Mm.
see us in May.
Yep.
We'll be doing things. She's on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast.
Hmm.
We're gonna have a great time on Black Friday. So
Oh man, I'm so
definitely
excited. Oh
I'm really
wait,
excited.
wait. Can I shout out something, real? Because I was already in your DM about it, and I want to make this known. Your girl is gullible, guys. I was freaking the hell
No.
out. I was freaking the hell out. She wrote something in regards to Black Friday being the last year, and I was about to go to war for her. I was like, "Who did it? What happened? What's going on? Y'all like, grandma, you need money, baby. What you need? You need
Oh,
somebody. What's going on?" She's like, "Girl," and I was like, "Wait, this is April Fool's, isn't it?" Because I forgot what day it was. I don't celebrate holidays, y'all. So I was just like, oh wait, it's April 1st. And then I remember like stressing to my Philly Faye. And I was like, guys, I don't know what to do. Do I say something? And they're like, girl, what happened? I was like, oh wait, never mind. I retracted the statement. I was like, never mind. I realized that it might be a April Fool's joke. And I already sent the message. Do I delete it? I was like, nah, fuck it. We'll talk about it when we
oh,
talk about it. But I was like, not on my watch. Not on my fucking watch.
the
We're not doing
way
this.
the way that that wasn't haha with
Yeah.
everybody, I was like, oh my god, people were coming for me. They're like, Jasmine, if you don't tell us what's going on, like beating down the
Bam,
door, poof, poof, poof,
bam,
poof. And I'm
bam.
like,
I
I'm
was
trying
about to
to
buy a plane ticket. Don't mess with me. In this economy, I was about to bang on your door. I was gonna find your address, man. What's going on? What's going on?
oh my
Because we need to
gosh.
have a conversation. Because I was like, what do we have to do? Because if anything, we'll help hold down the fort until you're ready to come back. Whatever it needs to be done, we were going to do it. That's how.
Oh,
But see, guys, this is what we mean when representation matters, right? This is means to a ride or die. When anybody says that black and brown people, indigenous people, Asian community, like nobody wants these things, we were about to go to war for her. You got us fucked up. I was not having it. I was like, ma'am, I did not do a Black Day fucking event, a Black Friday fucking event, and doing about to say, you about to tell me this is the last year? Not on my watch. Not on my fucking watch. Got me fucking rad. If I gotta go to the president himself, you got me chopped.
oh
I'm
my
about to
god.
fight. So, but see, I'm happy I'm not the only one who was freaking out. And then I saw the one comment from, I believe, somebody who's working with you with this Black Friday, and they were like, "Yeah, we're happy we're part of that." I was like, "Wait, is this real? Is everybody lying to me?"
And
I was
it's
like,
so
"Calm
funny
down."
because she posted it like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
she didn't know it was real either. So she was like, oh my god,
At
we're
least
the
she was being
last.
supportive.
She's like, we're her last collaborators. Oh my god, no.
Ah,
And so she was like, haha, if this is for
it's
if this
fake,
is like
ma'am.
April Fools, but also what the hell?
Ma'am, I'm putting this up with fake pregnancies and this. Never fuck with me when it comes to shit I love. Goddamn it. Okay, because I was like, but again, like I said, it wasn't just about the event because sometimes things need a break, right? So I wasn't stressed about that. I was stressed about you. I was like, what happened? Because this work, like, again, life is lifing.
It
So I was
is.
like, who's trying to hurt my friend? Who's doing it right now? Who's doing it? And I was like, I got nothing to do. I'll go to jail. I don't care. Anyway,
Oh,
it's just like Miss Jazz said herself, guys. Come out to your local Black Fae Day event. If you don't know any of them that are coming out in May, look up on the website. Look, just honestly Google that shit. Look up on Facebook. And if you're in the tri-state area, Philadelphia, Jersey, and New York, Delaware as well, we host the one there, the Philly Fae or the POC Mythical Magical Creatures Society. We do that whole thing, so we're participating in that. I believe there's a lot of events, guys. I ain't gonna lie, I don't
Yes.
pay attention to all of them
I am
because
clear, like, I'm burning the midnight oil, getting everything done
nice.
so that I could post it all publicly next week. So,
Well, there you go.
yes,
You heard it.
we'll have a
So,
full list for you. Yes, on the
yep,
website www.blackfayday.com.
gang, gang.
It's not updated right
Yeah.
now, but hopefully by the end of the weekend it'll be updated. So,
Yeah, no, I believe it. I believe there's a lot of submissions. I ain't gonna lie. I remember it happened last year. I know it happened last year. I can only imagine now. But guys, it was an honor. It was a pleasure. Follow us on all social media at Nymphs of Lore and all social media accounts, Spotify included, as well as Miss Giselle on all social media accounts with Giselle Lore. That's me, the Spicy Jazz herself. Anything kink related, you'll find it. I'm not gonna put that out here. And of course, our lovely lady, Black Fade official. Is it official or official Black Fade?
official
Official Black Fade. I'm dyslexic, ma'am.
Black Friday official.
There you go. So just look us up, and you guys have a good one. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Merry Christmas. There you go.